Hey y'all, it's Ali from Little Hill Homestead. Today is the day that we are going to do a side by side of all of the makeups that we have made versus like commercial makeups just to see what's what. So, what I'm going to do, this is kind of what you guys suggested, is I'm going to put all the natural products on one side. Then I'm going to do my best to show you side by side with my natural versus my natural skin versus the natural makeup. Then I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to go put commercial stuff on the other side. And then I'm going to do a wear test through the day to kind of show you um, what's what, how it goes, how it wears, how it does, all that. Are you ready for this? It's kind of awkward because I have a mirror here that I use all the time that's behind you, and I have a ring light here that is where it's like a magnifying one. Those are my main things I use. So if I'm looking all over the place, it's just what it is. And the lighting in here is not great. I'm not, just, let's just go with it. So the first thing we're going to start with is our, I forgot the name of this 4,000 times. It's a primer. And I'm going to show you a couple versions. So on the natural side or the frugal side, we're going to be using that Monistat chafe gel. The other side, I'm going to use either Professionals or I have a sample of the Bare Minerals Prime Time. We're going to use one of those on the other side. So that's what we're going to go in first. I just squeeze a little bit on my finger and kind of just put it all over. It kind of just has like a nice, I don't know, it dries kind of powdery, but it has like a gel feel to it, if it makes sense. It makes it kind of slick. So I just put that all over my face and we're good. So remember, I'm just doing this side with the natural. I'm going to leave this my face. For our next step, our homemade foundation. This is the foundation that we made in our video, and it's kind of thick. Let me see if I can get it out of this tube. Step one, get it out of the tube. I'm going in, I was going to try to use a beauty blender, but I think I'm just going to use my hand. I use a beauty blender with my other foundation, but this stuff is kind of like a cakey kind of feel. Does that make sense? So I'm just going to rub it into my skin. I got to figure out how to get it to be not so cakey, folly, crumbly. I probably need to add just a little more liquid to it, but overall the texture is really nice. It covers pretty well. It doesn't settle anywhere. I'm just going to take it down my neck a little bit. And we're just working on the one side. It's a little crumbly. That's my only complaint about it. But then I did add a lot of extra stuff because I screwed up the color. So it could be self-caused. But there it is side by side. My skin, it looks nice. It has like a white cast, but it settles in. I don't use concealer. So we're using this as both. But overall, it didn't settle in weirdly on my nose or like, it's nice. It lays nicely on the skin. So that was our homemade foundation. Like I said, it's a little bit crumbly, but that's probably my fault because I had to add a little bit more of the, what's it called? You know what I'm talking about. I have makeup everywhere. So if I look like I'm in organized chaos, I am. So the next thing after our foundation, again, there you guys go. Not too bad. It is a little light, but I'm going to pull in some of our homemade other stuff to counteract that. Let me get my stuffs together here. So for our face, I have the homemade powder that we made in my little thrift store jar. I have that going on as our powder. So what I do is I just take a little bit on a like brush and I'm just tapping it in the lid. This is the easiest thing that I found. And then I'm putting it as like a little layer and then swirling it in. Kind of buffs it in nicely. Then there's a little bit more in the lid. I'll go back and buff it in. You can smell a little bit of cinnamon or baking. What's it called? What are we using it? Cocoa powder. Goodness gracious. So I have that buffed in, and it just leaves a nice, like, soft feel. Now, I'm the queen of getting makeup on my lips. So I take this old like towel and then I always get it on my eyebrow. So taking that and taking it off my eyebrow. And yes, I use my spit because I forgot to wet it. Welcome to real life, right? Okay, so there is our powder, natural side, and then the powder foundation side. I know I have wrinkle lines because I do this a lot. It's just what it is. So I'm going to go in now with our, what is this stuff called we made? I'm doing really well with names today. This is the bronzer that we made. I have it in a little shaker. I'm just putting a little bit in the lid. And then I'm just taking whatever brush you got. I just kind of tap it in there and then take a little off. I'm going to go in here in my temple with this to darken it up a little bit. See, you can kind of see I just added it here. And then I go right below, right in here, so that it kind of creates a C on the side of your face. So I just do that until I go, okay, that looks like a more natural color. I don't look so stark white on this side, and it kind of matches what my natural color would be. If you feel like you want to do like the whole nose thing, I know a lot of people do that. I'm not one of those people. I just know the sun hits me here, and that's where I want it to kind of do its thing. So there you go. So that's our bronzer. Then I'm going to go in. So I made 2 blushes when I did the original video that I really, really liked. I have this one that's like a little more mauve-y, and then I have this one that's more bubblegum pink. I've been wearing both, and I'm enjoying both of them. Today, I'm going to use the one that's more mauve-y. It has a little more, this one has a little oxide in it, but it lasts forever on the skin, you guys. Okay, you see it? Pretty, right? That's pretty. And then we have the highlighter that we made. Nope, that's not the highlight. I just put the highlighter away. This is the highlighter that we made that kind of just gives you a little sparkle on your skin. Again, I just put a little bit in the lid. This stuff is intense, and so I just put it in the lid, and then all I'm going to do is go right here with it. I don't use a lot. I wanted to show you on this one specifically. See how it just kind of adds a little sheer to you? It's pretty. It's pretty. You can do it on your eyelid right here. You can do that on the center of your nose, or you can do that right on your Cupid's, whatever you call it. Cupid's bow, if you want. This stuff we did side by side. The one that is kind of highly recommended is called Mary Luminizer. It's by The Balm. I've had it forever, but let me show you these. Oh, I just spilled it all over the floor. Good job. Mine broke a long time ago, and I've been nursing it because it is what it is. So the Mary Luminizer versus ours. I'll show you the side by side so you can see. Do you see? They're right next to each other. They're really, really similar on the skin. Crazy, right? For a lot less money. So I'll do that on the other side when I get to that side. But there is our cheeks and stuff done. I usually will go back in with just the brush with a little powder on it and kind of buff it all together so it's not so bold on my cheek. Okay, so we're done with kind of the colorants that I add. The next thing we're going to do is our eyebrow powder. Where did it end up is the question. Is this it? This is it. So you guys know we use the Anastasia powder. This was the dupe that we made. I use this brush. It's an e.l.f. brush. It's angled on one side and it has a spoolie on the other side. So what I have been doing is just dipping it into, it's powder, but I've been dipping it into here and then kind of pressing it on the lid just to get it. Okay, so my eyebrow is good here and then it's a little sparser here. So all I do is go in and draw a line on the top and the bottom where I think my eyebrow should be and kind of fill it in. Then I kind of go back the places that I feel like maybe need a little help and then brush it out with my little spoolie. I have a couple crazy eyebrow hairs. My grandpa, like I said, was German, and I inherited his baby caterpillars. Brown eyes and caterpillars, that's what I got from him. So now we have our side by side. No makeup at all yet. and our other side going. I'll probably go outside and show you side by side since this lighting does stink. So the next thing is we have our eyebrow, we have our cheek. It's time for, I think, eyeshadow. I think that's the next logical step. I'm looking over what we've got to make sure we're good. So we made the pressed and we made some loose eyeshadows. I'm liking both, but like I was saying in the video, the pressed ones, this was the pressed one that we made. They're good. I find they're a little harder to work with. They go very lightly on the skin. So I'm going to go in with, which one do I want to go in with? My lightest pink one that we made, just to kind of show you. I just kind of buff it around really well. And then I'm going to put it all over my eyelid. I'm going to use this as my like base, kind of all over. So there we go. That's what we got for our base. Then I'm going to go in with some of our super intense bold colors that I'm loving. Let me see. I think I'm going to go in with a pinky color and maybe a copper. What do we think about that? Oh no, this greenish one ended up being bomb. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Ooh, too many options, you guys. Could I go purple? The blues? I think I'm going to go in. Okay, first off, we're going to go in with a copper. This one was one of the colors we made. I can't remember which one it was though. I'm going to go in with just a little tiny brush and kind of dab it just slightly. These are intense, you guys, so I'm going to go kind of in my crease right here with this guy. And I kind of just swirl it in the crease. Can you see the intensity that we're getting from that guy though? Crazy, right? And I just like to keep rubbing until I get it in there really good and strong. Now, if you want to go in with it straight, oh, that's no, I'm not using the copper. I'm using the mica. I mean, this is not mica. This was the brown oxide. That's what I grabbed the wrong one. I'm telling you, the light in here is awful. Is it this one? Can't tell. No idea. Maybe it's that one. No, that's the one I just used. Maybe it's this one. I made too many colors, you guys. I'm telling you. So that was our matte color oxide that we made, just the brown matte color. And I'm going to go in with this one. It is one of the ones we made. It's got like kind of a shifter color to it to add a little dimension on the outside right here. Do you see the green? It's hard to see. I hate the lighting in here, you guys. I just kind of do this on the outside edge right there to give it some interest. And then the last thing I need is something on my eyelid to kind of lighten it up. So I'm going to go in, do I want to go in with the champagne color or the super white color? Let's go with the champagne. Trying to match the other side is going to be fun here, you guys. So for this side, where's my brush? Where's my brush? Actually, I'm going to use my finger for this side. I'm just going to dab my finger in there and go across my eyelid with that. Do you see the shimmer that it's adding? I don't have a fancy light like some of these fancy makeup people do. So I'm just going with a couple layers of that, little at a time until it's where you want it. And then the last step I'm going to do on this eye is that super intense white color that we made. I'm going to go in up on my eyebrow, which is a tiny bit of on a clean brush to show you. It lifts if you just put it right here and then kind of buff it in, it lifts your whole eyebrow up. So it makes it look like it cleans up that line nicely and it lifts your eyebrow up. I also like to go in right here in the corner of my eye and add just a tiny bit right there to liven it up a little bit. I'm going to have to go outside and show you side by side because you can't really see in here what it looks like. That's my eye look. All I'm going to do is kind of take my blender and kind of blend it all together. So you end up with I wish I could find that dang copper. Where's the copper? I need a light. Here, I'm going to turn my light the other way for a second to see if I can find it. There it is. This is the one I wanted to show you guys. I'm going to go in just on the center of my eyelid with this one because this stuff turned out really amazing. Just a tiny bit right there. And I'm just tapping it in. You can't really... It's hard to show eyeshadow unless you have like fancy equipment, and I don't. So that is my color. The other thing that I'm going to do is that same copper, I'm going to go in underneath my eye. I like to put a little right here, almost like more eyeshadow. It adds some interest down under your eye and kind of ties it all together. So I just go in underneath my eye like that. And then when I get out here, I just pull it up a little bit. That did. Okay. Done with that. Done with our eyeshadow. There's our side by side. There's my natural makeup. This is such an awkward angle. Here. I'll take you outside when we're done. Next thing we need is our eyeliner. Now, I'll tell you a couple things on eyeliner. We did the brown, black, and we did purple. The purple had more pigment added to it, and so it does stay a little bit better than our other ones. But I'm going to go in with black today because it's the most like common one, and I definitely have it for the other side. I just use a little brush like this, and I kind of just move it around in there until I get enough product on there, and then I scrape it on the sides a little bit until I get a nice like re-taper the angle on here. Then I'm just going to go in, and I usually start middle, work my way out to my outside edge, turn my angle back the other way, and then I come over here once my brush is a little more cleaned off. That gives us that line we're looking for. I don't do underneath, and I don't do in my waterline. It's just not my thing. I do have hooded eyes, so I do kind of have to be careful with what I do on them, but it's fine. Whatevs. What else is there? Let's see. We got this. Mascara. Okay. I ended up finding out that my mascara was incredibly dry after a couple days. It just was like clumping. So I did add a tiny bit of aloe vera gel into the tube to help it declump, basically. So I will I'll update the recipe to show that. But it did. I also don't love these brushes. They're just not my style. They're not my favorite. But we're still going in with it because I said I would. It's not bad. It just needed a little aloe vera to be able to help it move. It just didn't set quite right. But you can still get some good lashes with it. It just doesn't ever really set fully. Just a little on my outside edge. If you're looking for a good natural mascara, this one from Pacifica, Stellar Gaze. This is incredible stuff. It does have the similar brush to what I was just using, but it works really, really well. My normal mascara, honestly, I can't even read who makes it because it all came off. Awesome, right? Had that thing for years, but this one is awesome. So that is our look on that side for our eye. The next thing we need is some lip gloss. Let's go in with, I'm loving this pinky color that we made. The other one I'm liking is it's kind of like more bold. I'm going to go in with the pinky though. It's going to be hard to do a lipstick match. So I'm doing half. Now this stuff is more oily like a lip gloss. It's not a lipstick. So it doesn't have the staying power. But I've just been tucking it in my purse and been good to go. The where is it? We made this cream blush. This stuff works really, really well as a lipstick as well. The shea butter in it caused me to break out a little bit around my lips, but overall, let me wipe this one off and I'll show you. Overall though, it's a great lipstick. Like the color is nice. It looks really natural. It stays on well, but it did make me break out a little bit. I break out from everything, so. Okay, let me take you outside. Oh, setting spray. This is a setting spray that we made. Let me give it a shake. I just do like that much, and then just dry it. That's it. So there's our side-by-side. And I'm going to take you guys outside, and then I'm going to do the other side with just commercial products. So there you go. If you did want to, instead of the foundation, you can use the mineral powder that we made as well. I found too that works really well under my foundation to make things kind of stay all day. I'm only moving one side of my face, if you notice that. I don't know. Let's go outside. Okay, I brought you outside. So here is my natural skin, nothing on it. And here is our other side. The coverage on the foundation isn't like the thickest, but it did a pretty good match to my skin, did it not? I love the shine that stuff gives you on your cheek. But there's our side-by-side. Here's my eye makeup outside. I do have redness and scarring. It's just my life. But there's my look. I'm going to go finish the other side so that you have a side-by-side comparison of the commercial versus ours. And I'll do check-ins throughout the day. Hopefully I can get a close enough match. I am home today, so it's fine. But there you go. What a difference makeup makes, right? I kind of don't mind this side, though. Let's go finish the other side. Okay, guys, I finished this other side. I tried to do as close colors as I could find. So some of this is, obviously, it's my $54 foundation on this side. The bronzer I have is just some generic one. I don't even remember what brand it is. My highlighter is that fancy one. My eyeshadow is mostly Urban Decay. My eyebrow powder is the Anastasia Beverly Hills. My eyeliner is the only eyeliner I had that was comparable, like gel, and I think it's like Wet n Wild, or I don't honestly remember. And then my Pacifica mascara is what I have over here. And then the lipstick, I just tried to find the closest one that I could to this one. I think it's a MAC color, honestly. And then my powder is Revlon or L'Oreal Infallibles or something like that. I can't remember. But here's our natural side. Let me not wrinkle my forehead. Here is the high dollar side. Here's our eyes next to each other. Can you tell? Shawn couldn't tell which one was which, so that's good. I don't know. We're going to do a wear test and see what we think. So it is now, what time is it? My clock is wrong. It's 9 o'clock. It's not 9 o'clock. It's like 10:30 in the morning now that I finally got this video done. And again, I'm trying to show you in natural light so you can see the difference. Let's go see who wears longer. I'll do check-ins. The lipstick I don't expect to stay. It's not like 12-hour. It's very like natural oily type lipstick. But hopefully the eyeshadows, that'll be a good one. Blushes and highlighters will be a good one. And foundation obviously is a good one because we're using one that's completely handmade versus $54. All right, we'll do some check-ins as we go. Okay, I keep doing that and then you can't see anything. How do they look close now? Can you tell? Anyways, I'll turn back into the light. There you guys go. We'll be back. Okay, it is now 3 o'clock in the afternoon and we have, except for about a 20-minute break to eat lunch, we have been nonstop. We cut trees up into little pieces and we walked them with a wheelbarrow all the way to the other side of the property to fill our garden beds. And it's almost 80 degrees and humid today, real humid. So I'm giving you guys the honest check-in. I didn't touch it up. I haven't even looked in the mirror. So this is our natural side. This is high sweat, high humidity, our eyeshadow stayed, but man, this is not, that's not cute. That could be dirt. Just, good Lord. This side looks about the same as the other. I mean, maybe my mascara held a little bit better, but it's still down here regardless. No lipstick left at this point. And I don't know if the foundation is left at this point. I don't know. Eyeshadow's holding on though for both kinds. So that's good. Oh God, Lord. It is hot. I'm still not done. I'm going to go collect the leaves. So I told you, I'm giving you guys like the best check-in I possibly can. Okay. Continue on. A little bit more to do today. But yeah, that's not cute. At least this side did it too. It's not just me. My husband just told me I need a shower. Apparently, I have some dirt on my face. Anyways, I figured this is a good time to check in, right? Because there's literally no way. It's like 5:30. It's about to get dark. And we have been out here all day. Look at though, the eyeshadow and the eyeliner and the mascara all stayed put. Other than that, I think I gave it a run for its money today. That's for sure. Oh my gosh, you guys, look at this. Like, okay. Hold on. Can you even see, like, the amount of dirt is, yeah. Anyways, our garden is pretty much gone over here. We're just gonna have to let it grow back now, but that's what we've been doing today. So let me drive you over and I'll show you what we've been doing. I look like I have a mustache at this point. And the amount of dirt, oh my goodness. Y'all, look at the eyeshadow though. It stayed put. The eyeliner, the mascara, it's still on my eyelashes, even though most of it ended up on my face. Goodness. Let's go see the garden beds. Okay, let me show you what we've been doing. Goodness. Like, isn't that pretty? It looks like I put the makeup in the wrong spot. Anyways, here's the eyes. They're still holding on. I'm quite impressed with that. But the rest of it's, yeah, it doesn't even exist anymore. What have we been doing today that has caused me to look amazing? So, obviously, you know, we've been working on this garden, what feels like for an eternity. So today, let me show you one of the Vigos because those ones turned out pretty. So we cut up all kinds of sticks. We put them in the bottom. We had a couple crepe myrtles that we cut down a couple months ago. We let them dry out like fully. So they are all at the bottom down here. So there's crepe myrtle all down under here that we cut into pieces. And then we went around and mowed all the leaves up in the yard and mulched them in, and they are now another layer on top. So what you do with this method is we're basically building a compost pile in the bottom of each of the beds. These ones I need to get in to stomp them down. But we're basically building a compost pile in each bed that is sticks and leaves and all that stuff. But we're gonna water it in. You give it a couple weeks to kind of like, this is a makeup tutorial, lady. Like, why are you talking about the garden? But I wanted you to understand why it looks so good. Anyways, we did get soil for one bed. This is the Deanna bed. We're putting garlic in there, and everybody else is at a standstill until we get soil. So that's where we are. And we're gonna slowly buy the soil and get it in there. And then don't forget, the whole ground is gonna end up being gravel at some point. I'm gonna go take a shower. I'm gonna get this makeup off my face. It looks like I have the natural like nose thing people try to do. Goodness gracious. Hot mess, y'all. Anyways, I'm gonna go take a shower, but I mean, look at our eyeshadow. Did it not hold on? I'm not too unsatisfied with the makeup for what I put it through. But I think the wear between the commercial and ours was really close. The mascara was the biggest difference. The natural definitely moves a lot more. And then either lipstick didn't hold for squat, but that's because neither are long lasting. So in general, the eyeshadow was the winner. The eyeliner is still on. There's mosquitoes out here right now because it hasn't cooled off even though it's November. The eyeliner did really, really well. It's still on both sides. The mascara, I mean, it still looks good. It still looks like it's on. It just isn't where it's supposed to be necessarily. Anyways, that is our check-in and our final natural makeup video. I hope you guys enjoyed the series, and be on the lookout because I'm going to be doing, I'm not sure what series I'm going to start next week. Either more gifts like we did Christmas in July. I might do another version of that with a few more ideas that we have. The other idea I have, maybe some fall stuff. I don't know. What do you guys want to see? Let me know. Oh, and lower dollar meals. That's been a big request. I know with the economy the way it is, which obviously led to some presidential stuff. That seemed to be the number one thing that people are worried about right now are their finances and the economy. And so it's time for some low dollar meals, right? Am I right? Okay, I'm about to go inside and rinse the day off. Have a good evening, guys.